Hello, and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge during the tropical crystal ball, which has been very mild. Now where my aunt and uncle live, my aunt and her brother, my uncle, they live in two separate houses down in the same town in Louisiana. In Grand Island, there's about 3 foot of water across the whole island. That's nothing too unusual. That's why the houses are elevated. But it's pretty mild here. Light rain, mostly light, some heavy, but mostly light. Not too windy. Looks like it's about to pass over. A big part of it's about to pass over, so I'll be able to go walking for the last time today. But anyway, this is not a vlog, a video log. It is a taste challenge, and we have two blended whiskeys that are bottled in Kentucky. Now this one is Brook, and it's Kentucky blended whiskeys, which means it's totally produced in Kentucky. It's a Kentucky product. There's the inspector going around making sure all the whiskey's done properly. They still do that today, but they don't wear that kind of outfit, that uniform, which I said I wish they still wore those. The straight whiskeys in this product are 4 years old, 4 years or more old, 20% straight and 80% grain neutral spirits. So need to try. All right. Anyway, so 20% of this is straight whiskey, which you would assume. I am thinking, I have no way of proving it whatsoever, but I think it is Jim Beam that's defective in some way, that they blend with grain spirits and add color into it to give it a deeper brown appearance. Now on the side of the bottle, it's got 80, the number 80 slash 750 milliliter slash 1 liter. I guess that's a code meaning it's 80 proof, and it comes in those two sizes, 750 and 1 liter. But this one says 80 slash 1.0 liter. So obviously that's what that means. Bought this at Big Red Liquors on US Highway 90 business route in the town of Orange, Texas. There's a code here, but I can't figure it out. I don't think the stuff is too old. I don't think this is a very old bottle. It says 18 on the bottom. So I guess that's from 2018. Can't say much about it. Is there a Sunnybrook straight bourbon? There may be. I've seen advertisements, old advertisements for it on image searches and stuff. But it's literally that old. It's been around since 1891. It's not one of these flim-flam statements where they can't really back it up, like since 1795. Then you research it and it's like, well, maybe there was some distilling going on by these people in 1795, but it wasn't a product called this in 1795, not until 1938, other products. But that one is from literally 1891, and it's owned by, like I said, Beam-Suntory for the last 26 years, I think. No, it might be 36 years. I think it was in 84 or 85 that Seagram's sold it. Seagram's had bought it because they went around buying up all kind of little companies. So Seagram's was good for buying other people. But then Seagram's in the 80s started to fail. So they start shedding brands. And this was one of the things they sold off to Beam. Now Beam-Suntory. Tyler Mansell says, cheers, clinking the mugs, and heart. Means he either loves this video or he loves clinking the mugs. Okay. Albertsons American blended whiskey. Interesting bottle design. I've not seen this bottle design in any other product. This is a 750. It's got a very rumpled glass. The glass is very rumpled. It almost looks like it's some old time hand blown glass, like it's blown by hand, formed that way. It's strange. You might notice that. It's unusual. It's not an old bottle. It's got the website. You know, it's real old. Wouldn't have a website on the label. There's no numbers below, but I think there's a code printed on here that would let me know how old it is. I think it says 0311 3 something. Doesn't matter. Okay, even if it's from 2003, doesn't matter if it's 17 years old, because I bought this about 6 years ago, or maybe 5 years ago. Maybe it was even 4 years ago. I don't know. It was years ago. It doesn't matter. I didn't make too big of an observation, but I was when I started doing the whiskey. So maybe it was only 4 years ago. It seemed like longer, but I bought this at Albertsons grocery store on United States Highway 61, southbound in East Baton Rouge Parish, Louisiana, right outside the Baton Rouge city limits. And it's on the corner of Louisiana Highway 42, where they intersect, or when 42 starts branching off of it, I should say, because 42 they run concurrently for a little bit, and then when 42 branches off to pick up its normal route off towards Louisiana State University, that's when where this store is. It's easy to find. You can go in. They have their own liquor store, which is open at a different time schedule than Albertsons, but also there's beer in the liquor store and outside the liquor store in the regular grocery store part. So it's part of Albertsons, but it's separate. All right. Other Albertsons aren't like that. They just, the liquors are in the store in the middle of everything. But the ones in Baton Rouge seem to be, they have a separate liquor store. Could be a Baton Rouge city ordinance, like technically you can't have liquor in a grocery store. I don't really know. That might be the case. Okay, anyway, it's a brown bottle. It's gold, brown, gold, and white. So it's kind of attractive, isn't it? Then most of these drab blended whiskeys. So brown, gold, and white. And it's got the little Albertsons logo on it, which is some kind of plant. Make it look old time. And it says, a tradition of quality, matured in American oak. Meaningless, because it has to be aged in American oak. Notice it doesn't say new oak. I'm not trying to be smart aleck. I'm just saying that's not remarkable that it's aged in oak. It says matured. No age statement. No age statement means what? The straight whiskeys in here are at least 4 years old. Also, you may notice there is no blending ratio given. Oh yeah, never mind. Haha, I saw it right here. So some of them don't have it. Some of them do not have it. But it says 80% grain spirits. So I gotta go. I'll update the notes and put both our 80-20 blends. I'll do that after the video's over. That won't be a problem. Okay. It's. Ooh, I was gonna say it's lighter, but it isn't much lighter. Let's go on with this. Enough talk, but it is fun to talk about the technical details of these products, where you found them and all. I think so. So U.S. Highway 61 for Albertsons and 90 for Sunnybrook, and Sunnybrook was purchased in Texas. That was a pop. You heard that? And somebody was giving me the scientific details of why it expands like that, or why it builds up pressure. And he said it's not because it's fermenting in the bottle. It was another reason, but I can't quite remember the reason he gave. Sorry. But it sounded very correct. What he said it made sense. He said it wouldn't happen. He says it's getting displaced, really, like, you got less liquid. I don't know, though. I don't understand, because if you filled it, would it do that if you just had water in it and it was down that low and you released it? Would it hiss like that if it wasn't liquor? I'm not a scientist. I know a little bit about science, but it's very basic. I went to college and took science, basic college classes, biology, and I made B's and A's. I didn't have really any interest in it. I was a social studies major. I was history and government, not really psychology, too much interest, but history, government, geography. So I don't know why it hisses, but somebody gave a comment, and I'm sorry I forgot the actual reason you gave, but it seemed sensible to me. So there you go, chestnut brown, nice color. I know you might say it wouldn't get that dark if it was a used barrel, and even if it was aged 4 years, it wouldn't get that dark. I saw a video about Scotch where they were showing how the first run, when they put the liquor in the new barrel, charred oak, the bourbon, it'll just suck up all that color, man. And the longer you leave it, it might get darker, but it's gonna just, that color is gonna suck up that charcoal color. Then the second time, most of that's sucked out of there. So you leave it, it's going to get faintly dark, faintly brown, because the liquor's clear when you pour it in the barrel. It's clear. And then the third and fourth time, just be less and less color. So they add caramel color to make it look more appealing to people. Now, I have one bottle of blended whiskey here. It doesn't seem like they added any color to it. It's not too appealing looking. It looks like like yellow water, like from an old creek or something. But I think it's more authentic. But that's a very unusual product. Now this morning I did Brook versus the CVS pharmacy brand, which is called Grand Legacy. Yes, some CVS pharmacies sell liquor. Grand Legacy. It's so legendary. Everybody talks about Grand Legacy, right? Yeah. Got the huge bottle for $10.99. They were on sale. You had to have the CVS card, no problem. Doesn't cost anything to have it. Only reason they want it is so they can get your email and send you emails there all the time. And that one says caramel color added, natural flavors. Tells you right there, or at least it says natural flavors. I'm thinking of Clubhouse from Heaven Hill. I couldn't tell them apart. I got them confused. That's how close they were, that close. And when it's that close, even if it's not even that close, what are you going to do? You're going to shop price, right? When are you not going to shop price? When it's a huge difference, right? When it's like, oh, this is way better. Well, then you might be willing to pay way more. But if it's marginally better, you might make the trade-off. Go with the lower product, lower price, and you didn't really lose much. And in the case of this morning, Dawn Busters, there was no trade-off. They tasted the same, from what I could tell. And so I would, of course, bought the $10.99 for 1,750 milliliters. I'm getting an extra 750 milliliters. I wouldn't pay that. I'm going to pay that. Then the $8, whatever I pay, I still can't remember. I think it was $8.49. But it might have been $8.49 after the tax. It was kind of cheap. But still, whatever. All right. $10.99 divided by 1,750 times 1,000. Yeah, it would be cheaper regardless to buy the $10.99 per 1,000. And nothing could ever beat what I got at Rouse's last week. Week before last, sorry. Nothing would ever beat that. Never. I mean, do you really think you're going to go and find 1,750 milliliters of Canadian blended whiskey for $5? I told John and Neely I'm going to bring him that bottle next time I go out there. Watch me forget, though, all right? Watch me drive out there and forget that bottle. Well, I'll be mortified, but I'm absent-minded, so knowing me, I'd do it. I wouldn't mail it. It would cost you $20 to mail a $5 bottle. Cheapest price ever. I see that same caliber at Walmart for $10.99, $10.96. Might be $9.96 the way it rings up, but the sign says $10.96. Sometimes Walmart stuff will ring up cheaper. Sometimes more. You got to watch. Like yesterday, that corned beef hash rang up different, like $1 more. I was like, I don't want it. I told the lady, I'm deleting it because it's like way off the shelf tag. It's not like a few cents. It's like way off. She said, okay. She didn't care. What's up, Jay? I had no idea you had a sister. Thank you. I got more than one sister. Enjoyed y'all's review this morning. Oh, thank you. She was waiting. When are you going to post it? When are you going to post it? I said, well, I got so much of a backlog. But then I felt bad. I knew she was waiting. So I just picked, like leapfrog. I jumped ahead to that video and I said, it's a revisit anyway. It wasn't a new beer for me, Florida man. So I posted it. She wasn't too thrilled with it. She thought it was all right. You saw that. If you watched it, you saw she wasn't. It wasn't that it was bitter. She likes bitter stuff. She said it wasn't bitter enough. It just lacked punch. Kind of agree with that, actually. The more I drink it. This smells slightly woody, oaky. It's not so grain, alcohol, corn in the nose thing. It's got like a very muted bourbon aroma. I mean, muted. Like if you smell Jim Beam, you may not be too impressed, but you say, that's bourbon, even though it's unusual. But then if you smell this, you'd be like, oh, yeah, what happened? Thing is washed out. It is by design. Wait a minute. Something can be only 20% straight whiskey and still be considered whiskey? Yeah, that's the law. It's called blended whiskey. And I didn't say it was good. I just said that's the law. I do think Seven Crown is good. Oh, you can have only 15. You could have less than 20% and have whiskey. Oh, yes. It could be 19% straight, 81% grain spirits. It's still whiskey, but it's called spirit whiskey. That's a different class, spirit whiskey. Can you imagine how washed out that must taste? Golly gee. This one smells even fainter than that one. I'll give you an example of a spirit whiskey. There's something called Rebecca Creek, and it comes from Texas, and it's like $20-something a bottle, fancy looking bottle. Rebecca Creek, go look for it. Spirit whiskey. Now they're coming out with straight bourbon and stuff from their stocks. Now I notice they had to age. It took them a while to age stuff. Southern Comfort, that spiced whiskey liqueur. There's the 70 proof, the 80 proof, and 100 proof. You can get 100 proof Southern Comfort, but that's spirit whiskey. It's only like 15% straight whiskey. The rest is grain spirits. From what I heard, it used to be 100% grain spirits. Back when another company had it, and they were like trying to be cheap about it. But apparently people complained because the sales were dropping for it over the years. And then when Sazerac got it back, because that really started with them a long time ago, they said, we're going back to the original format, not doing this old cheap dumbed down stuff. Go make it better. So whether they made it better, I don't know. I never had it either format. You know what I'm saying? I never had Southern Comfort in either format. I don't know if what's better, what's worse. I had that Tabasco version, the one that had Tabasco pepper soaking in it. It tasted good. It was kind of like candy, like if you let it get dried on the side of the glass of the bottle, it would get crystallized. But Tabasco pepper does that too. It gets crystallized. So that's a strange thing. This one smells more like grain spirits. Ronnie S. Cheers, Ron. Cheers to you, Ronnie. Ron, all these Rons, and up in New England, where he does the tools and beer. Ronnie S. Me. Ronald Sutton. Big difference with the aroma? No. Minor. Washed out, even more washed out. But it's so close. I mean, that was a good review you did with your sister. It's interesting how you brought your grade down each time you tried it. And the first time it's happened before with other products, where initially it's really good, and then you think about it more and you say, maybe it's not as good. And then the third time, it's really not that good. It's happened a lot of times with liquor, beer, wine, whiskey, gin, rum, brandy. It's strange. You just keep drinking it, and the score keeps dropping. I guess it's a bad sign. I've had some where it's the opposite. It keeps going up. sort of, it's hard to explain. I can't figure it out because I don't try to be biased, and I usually cannot remember what I scored at the previous time. I just can't. People say, "What'd you score?" I don't know. I got to look it up. I can kind of remember generally if it was good or not. Yes. But like if I tell you, oh yeah, in 2013 I scored it a 94 or whatever, that's because I went and looked that up. You know what I mean? I looked it up on Beer Advocate what I had scored it. Don't think I have a great memory. I just looked it up. And if I can't remember, or if I didn't write a review on Beer Advocate, which sometimes I don't, I'll say to my memory it was really nice. I probably wouldn't go take the time to look up the video. Okay, I'm smelling these and they're very fine, I guess. Oh, how much was the Albertsons? $4.99. $4.99 for a bottle. It was on the green tag. Anytime you see that forest green tag at Albertsons, that's a closeout. I said $4.99. They had two or three bottles left. Never saw it again. They got rid of it. They replaced it with that 75 South with its fancy new label. Makes sense because Albertson owns like about 20 different grocery chains. You can only sell Albertsons where? You got it at Albertsons. So why not make one that you could sell across the board? 75 South, which tastes suspiciously identical to the Albertsons. Okay. You may notice when you drink these that they oftentimes have a mint flavor. Don't know why. Like a mint, like mint leaves. I don't mean maybe spearmint, peppermint. My mother used to grow mint in the backyard and put it in tea. It's something like that. I don't know why would it ever taste like mint, but it does. Is that proper? Should it taste like mint? I don't think so. Maybe if it's a mentholated type. I don't know. These both have that. This one over here, you get some wood. Like I said, a little vanilla oak. Even char, yeah, but not, too much. Nectar. A lot of just like vacant flavor. You know what I mean? Like there's a flavor, but it doesn't have anything to it. You just know it's alcohol. After all, it's 40%. Every sip you take is 40% pure alcohol. But that's probably come from those grain spirits. It's very basic. Not bad. I don't want people to take it the wrong way. I'm not sipping on this talking about how bad it is. Some of those Heaven Hill brands, you will say, oh, yeah, what's up with this? But this one didn't come across like that. Now over here, let's try this one. Yeah, this one seems way more off. There's a lot of ragged edges with this one. There's some strange peppery notes. Some kind of harsh, burny grain alcohol thing. This must be the Sunny Cook. I keep saying Sunny Cook, like sunny side eggs, and you're cooking them, and the thing is yellow, the label's yellow. It's making me think of that. But Sunny Brook. Cheers, Ron. Oh, the various forms of the Ron name are quite common on the YouTube beer community, he says. Right. Retastings are a hoot, says Peter LaFrance. And then Peter LaFrance says, howdy. Howdy to you, Peter LaFrance. Ronnie, I like the Florida Man. I had it for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and I enjoyed the first few I had. I'll try it again and see if I feel the same way. But I'm also a fan of wheat beers, which I know you aren't. No, but the Florida Man is not really a wheat beer. It's the Florida Cracker is the wheat beer, the Florida Cracker. But I think the Florida Man is made with wheat. It tastes very wheaty. It must have wheat in it. It just seems like it does. Maybe it doesn't. It just seems that way. Seems that way, man. Lots of cannabis has a strange mint note too, like liquor, says Tyler. Oh yeah? Huh. Mint. Crazy. Ho, ho, ho. I bet you that's the Albertsons. Yeah. Okay, let's go over here. Here's what I don't get. I did the Grand Legacy this morning, which is from Sazerac. It tastes almost like the Sunnybrook. I even got them mixed up. But here's another one from Sazerac. It doesn't taste the same. But then, of course, it's a different brand. It might be a different recipe. And furthermore, it's a lot older bottle. Now Tyler and Ronnie are talking. What's up, Tyler? Yes, it's crazy. Okay, so would I run out to buy either one of these? I'm not crazy. Only reason I bought them is because I never had them before, and I figured, what the heck, it could be something different to try. Was I expecting a lot? Why would you buy a bottle of whiskey for $6.50 or less and expect a lot? Do you run across some at times that are way better than you expected? Oh, yeah. You sure do. Is it common, though? No, it isn't. You buy the cheap scotch, like Highland Miss, which I've got for $6.49, and guess what? It tastes very bland, cheap. It's not bad. It doesn't give me the shivers like these kind of do. But if you were thinking, boy, I'm going to drink some scotch tonight, and then you started sipping on that, you'd be like, what's the deal here, buddy? This comes from Scotland. They put out stuff like this. Oh, yeah, they do. Like the United States, they put out a whole lot of mass production drab stuff. Drab, I said. Drab. I didn't say bad. I've had a few that were kind of bad, though. And they're supposed to be so great. But they were like kind of bad. Like, I don't like drinking it. They're not pleasant. I'm not going to name names right now, my friends. But I'm thinking of one from Canada that's aged 12 years. And they talk about it like it's so wonderful. They say it's $65 a bottle in Canada for the big handle bottle, glass. Beautiful bottle. Beautiful bottle. Cork. Real wood cork, everything. Beautiful. Smells nice. But then when you taste it, oh, whoa, oh. That thing is so sharp, harsh. And that one gets worse every time, I think. And some of the Canadians that got angry with me. Kind of like, that's one of the most popular ones around here. What's wrong with you? I said, nothing wrong with me. Okay, I bought it. I don't like it. I only paid $9.99 for the doggone thing. $9.99, big, huge, beautiful glass jug. 1,700 trustical milligrammes of it. And the stuff was no good. And that's just not right. These, hey, well, you ever had that idea? You wake up and say, I want to drink grain alcohol. I want it to taste like antiseptic at the doctor's office. Well, here is your wish. Yeah. Why would you buy this? I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm gonna pick the winner though. This one is less harsh, less abrasive, less. It's like cat scratch. Ow! Damn cat! I was trying to let you outside. And that's how that one is. It's like scratch me, and I was just trying to help it out. I bought her off the shelf. The girl at the liquor store told me nobody ever bought. What'd she say? I've never seen anybody buy this one. And I'm thinking, I believe that. I told her that. I said, yeah, I kind of believe that. She was looking at the bottle at the liquor store. Been sitting there probably years, those 3 or 4 bottles. I had a kick out of her saying that. It was just comical, you know. I've never seen us sell this one. Probably the first time since she started working there. So okay, anyway, I think this is the Sunnybrook. Man, this Sunnybrook has not been performing very well at all. Any spur of the moment Sunday hangouts today, Ron? Well, if you want to call this a hangout, I guess it's a hangout. But it wasn't spur of the moment because I kind of planned it as Monday. I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm going to write this down. This is my Monday opportunity. I don't be drinking liquor all day long. I have it planned out in this little book. I'll make a schedule. And so Monday is checked off. And it's done. So no liquor on Monday tomorrow. Well, I don't care. I didn't feel like drinking it tomorrow anyway because I know I'm going to be busy and I'm not going to feel like drinking it. Today I had the time. We've got the liquor. All right. Was this a wonderful experience? No, it was tolerable. And for that kind of price, that's about all you can expect. You pay a cheap price, you get a cheap experience. I mean, let's be honest. With exceptions, sometimes it performs much better than you thought, but it isn't too often. All right, so that's it. So is this Sunnybrook? I think so. Is it enjoyable? Well, that depends on how bad you need it, if you know what I mean. I don't need it at all, so it's not too enjoyable. All right, here we go. Please be Sunnybrook for my general dispensation. Ha 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 ha. I only got it wrong once, and that was this morning. And I'm going to make an excuse. I was rushed because I didn't get to start on time. That's a poor excuse. It's just because I just couldn't tell them apart, really. But today I could. So I thought Albertsons seemed better than average when I first tried it. It is. It is better than average. Not that you'll ever see it, probably, but you never know, though. I went to Albertsons and there's buku rum everywhere. Albertsons rum, $2.99 for a half size. So that's what, $5.98 for a bottle, $5.98. And it was really good. That was one of those examples of something being way better than it ought to be. And this one is actually a good deal better than it ought to be. There's no way I should pay $4.99 for this. It's almost gone, right? What I can do, 2 more taste challenges with it? I guess that's about right. No way I should pay $4.99 and it's this good. Notice I didn't say it was really technically good. I say it's this good relative to the price. Perfect day to drink. Rain all day. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I'm about to go try walk half a mile. I think I'll make it. You don't enjoy these whiskeys, I guess. Tyler Mansell says, chilling, drinking the bud. What's up? Enjoy. It's a good question. I enjoy the challenge, the taste challenge part of it. Trying to figure out which is which, talking about the technical aspects of how they do it, the little stories about buying it, trying to figure out if I can tell one from the other. Yeah, that part I like, the challenge part. It's enjoyable. The actual drinking experience of these, that's usually not too good. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get through it. You know what I mean? They're not too bad, but they're just so bland. And in the case of Sunnybrook, kind of off, like not good. Kessler, if I had to buy a Jim Beam blended whiskey, it wouldn't be Sunnybrook. It would be either Kessler, Julius Kessler blended whiskey, Kentucky blended whiskey, or it would be Beam's 8-star. I think both of those are way better than this. And I know Beam's is 2 years aged, and this is 4. But those 2 extra years didn't give it any benefit. No. I like to buy the products and research them and do the reviews, the solo reviews. But usually with products like this, you can barely find out any information. But luckily, happily, I found out quite a bit of information about Sunnybrook. Oh man, they used to produce all kind of varieties. You'd be amazed. If you've got the time, I've got the beer, not a Schaefer beer though. Rained here all day yesterday, but sun just peeking out now. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of that tropical storm is going east and it's hitting Florida. Schaefer beer is good, says Christina Nowakowski. Yeah, it is. Actually, I'd say Miller beer. That's the one that the jingle is for. Right. Miller beer. Okay. I heard those commercials growing up so often. Used to hear Schlitz more though. When I was a little kid, that was all the time on TV. Schlitz commercials, all the time. Dun 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 dun. And they had these adventure commercials, like Telly Savalas was narrating them, and it was like Hong Kong, entrepot of the East. A man comes to Hong Kong to trade, and then they would show a guy going into a bar in Hong Kong, and there was Schlitz beer. I don't know if you'd actually see that there, but it was interesting, and then a guy coming back from Vietnam, and his parents, his mother, he's home, and they were all excited, and they all drink Schlitz beer. Or the fishermen, the famous fisherman commercial where they're all out there fishing, and the guy up on the boat, he sees tuna, calls them out. They catch the tuna. You got to be tough, that was the whole thing. It's a man's job. You got to be tough. Got to have strength pulling those huge fish. And then after that, they're down in the dining area of the ship. Cap, thanks, and they're all drinking the canned Schlitz. That was the Rugged series. That was their best commercial series. That was really great. And then I remember in the late 70s, they had the famous football, playing football in the park commercial. All the guys getting together with the big ice chest of Schlitz talls, the tall boys, the pint cans, and they were playing football out there. And then they were done. Then they were drinking Schlitz, and it was 11 million people every day drink Schlitz. And I used to just watch that commercial because it was on all the time during the football games. So you get exposure to it. Beer commercials seem to have been much better back in those days. Yeah, much better. Now they are not too good. I guess you could say that for a lot of things, though. Yeah, that's true. A lot of things, like, well, I won't say anything, but I definitely agree with what I wasn't going to say. I definitely agree with what I didn't say. Remember that dog Spuds McKenzie in the 80s? Yeah, that's when the beer commercials really started to go downhill. But as I learned, I got to get off this. I got to go walk. As I learned, that's when August Bush IV had taken over that department. He was being trained to be the new head of the company, and he took over the marketing department. And that's when all the funny animal commercials started with Budweiser. Spuds McKenzie, and then Budweiser with the frogs, and then the geckos. And I don't think those commercials really helped Budweiser's image, because it used to be seen as a serious beer for people that had money to buy it. Like if you want to be cheap, go buy your old Milwaukee. But if you're a real man and people are coming over, buy the Budweiser, And it was a real serious marketing campaign. But then when the funny animals started, and it just kept getting worse, what's up? I think the image of the product was not good. Not that it was a serious beer to impress people and drink because it's a well-made product. Then it was like clownishness and funny animals and Spuds McKenzie and all that. And I just think it hurt the image badly. And then we saw Budweiser going from 50 million barrels a year. Now here we are 32 years later, barely hitting that 11 million. Is it all because of the commercials? Well, certainly it isn't all, but it's related. I think there's a relationship. I think there could be a connection. Plus, also the onset of Bud Light. Bud Light became so popular that it cannibalized Budweiser, which in the case of Anheuser-Busch didn't really matter because you're still getting the money, so that wouldn't make much difference. And then beer changes. beer taste change in the last 32 years with the growth, the rapid, slow at first, but then rapid growth of craft beer, you see. So that was all part of it. I think my earliest memories of beer commercials is the Budweiser Frog, says Ronnie. Funky Shobnob says hi. Picked up some singles at Mathern's yesterday on sale. A few dessert type beers. Got an apple crumble cake. Yeah, I bought that also. I bought 2 cans of that. Yeah, I'm curious to see what that's going to be like. Have I missed out on the Crown Royal review? No. I haven't posted it yet. I did a solo and then a duo with David. No, that's coming up. I'm just so backlogged. I can't get to them. I will get to them, but yeah, it's because I'm backed up. Spuds McKinney got all the girls and was a drunk dog. Yeah, it's just stupid. The Budweiser Frog commercial was filmed down St. Rose Avenue, right? St. Rose Highway, State Highway. Yeah, they are still doing the What's Up commercials today. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. A nice Trogs Perpetual IPA. Wish we could get that. I missed this style of beer. Cheers, everyone. I missed those too, and you can still get them like the Torpedo. Sierra Nevada Torpedo, but the What's Up beer commercials don't ring a bell to me. Yeah, look it up on YouTube. Budweiser What's Up, and I think that was for 1996. I'm drinking a Coors Banquet. Well, that's a good choice. Okay, well, I'm off of here. So thank you very much. It's been a long video. It's been too long. But then you see on the Sunday, there's a lot of people, and so they're active and they want to comment, and then it goes on and on. If it's 5:30 in the morning, you have a handful of people, 4 or 5 viewers at that time. And so you don't get all the comments. So you don't have to answer. I don't mind answering comments. I like answering comments because then it's engaged. People are engaged. What's the whole purpose of doing the beer, wine, and liquor reviews, the hangouts? On engagement, talking, having a good time. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Enjoy your day, everyone. Y'all take care now. So Albertsons is the winner. And this is what I expected. It won, and I thought it would win all along. So in 2 days, we're going to do another Sazerac brand against Sunny Brook. And I think Sunny Brook's going to lose again. I think it's going to lose all the rest of the challenges. I don't think it's going to win another one. And that's too bad for them, and it's really not my problem. All right, thanks.